DJI Air 3S, return status and issue update. Got that coming up next. Bill the Drone Reviewer here. If you like the content of this video or anything on my channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you don't miss any future content. With that, let's begin. The other night, I hosted Rotor Talk Live and was joined by Mr. Marcus Crawford and Mr. Ron Brown. We spent the better part of the evening discussing my DJI Air 3S return status and issue update, including the troubleshooting steps that I took, plus a whole lot more. So without any further ado, let's roll that clip in its entirety. We're going to spend some time on this because I do have a lot to talk about the Air 3S. And
you have a status update on your return, Bill?
Yeah, we're gonna go the whole 9 yards. Now, I started contacting DJI on October 29th, and it was a mix of on online chat. What was interesting was the first day I contacted them exclusively via online chat, which I had no problem. They were responsive. Second day, online chat was not available. I tried it several times. It wasn't available. So I had to call them and talk to them by phone. All right. And one of the real interesting things throughout all this, okay, the first time around was, because what they told me, I filled out the form online and they said they will get a label to me. Now, getting that label to me it seemed like it might be a cumbersome task because they said of delays, your label may be delayed in getting to you. And I'm like, it's delayed. I mean, what? I want to get it back to you guys. Okay. So they told me the procedure, the process, the time, the turnaround and everything. And one of the things that they said, well, if you want to get it back quicker, you can use DJI Care Refresh. And I said, no. I said, this drone, I've had the drone less than 15 days. Okay. So it's under your 15-day return policy. All right. So no, I don't want to do that. I don't want to use one of these. And the other thing too was there's a deductible for Care Refresh. I said, I don't want to pay deductible on a brand new drone. And he said, I understand. He said, well, you could get it in as little as a 2 or 3 day turnaround. And I said, I understand that, but I don't want to pay for that. He said, this is your option. And so what they did was they threw me bone number one. Bone number one was 128 gigabyte Kingston SD card for free. Okay. I'm like, told my wife, I said, wow, we can have a big night on the town. I got my 128 gigabyte SD card from DJI here, dear. I mean, what a crock.
Yeah, you have your almost $20 memory card.
Almost $20 memory card, which was an absolute crock. Okay. So I get the label, get it down. It was a UPS. I went to the UPS store, got my receipt from the UPS store, and I did get notification that they received it on Friday, November the 1st. I'm going, okay, this is great. So I paid them.
They received it where? What location?
Fort Worth, Texas.
Fort Worth, Texas.
Okay. It's their return center. So I said, great. And, I contacted my guy again. Now, chat was available this time. I contacted him and I said, my tracking indicates, and I sent him a screenshot of it via UPS that you are in receipt of the drone. He said, yes, that is correct. We do have it. However, it needs to be checked in. And I go, okay, so check it in. So, well, no, it takes 1 to 2 business days to do that. I said, okay, so here's your business day, Friday. No, that starts on Monday. So it sat there the entire weekend, nothing. All right. So finally, Monday morning, I get an email from DJI and they finally said, we've checked your drone in. We've authorized a new replacement. And I'm going to go ahead and bring that email up right now and I'll read that to you. Let's get that here. All right. I apologize for how small it is. Dear Bill, good day. After your package was received and checked, your case has been approved. To minimize any inconvenience caused due to material shortage within the U.S., the replacement will be shipped from Canada via Worldwide Express. Please pay attention to the update logistics information. We will also continue to focus on it until your issue is resolved. Sorry for the inconvenience caused you, and thank you for your understanding and patience. Best regards, Zero DJI Technical Support.
What date did you get this, Bill?
Now, this was on, let me look here. That was yesterday that I received this email. Okay. That was yesterday that I received this email. Well, a couple of interesting things about this. Okay. They're talking about delays here, and it's going to come from Canada and not from China, which is very
I've never heard of a DJI drone delivery originating from Canada.
Yeah, I was flabbergasted at this. Okay. It's coming from Canada, and what their language that they use, due to the material shortage within US. Okay. Material shortage within the United States, but it's coming from Canada. It's coming from China. I mean, so they have to send it from Canada instead. That's a new one.
I guess the wording's a little funny, but I guess there is a DJI drone shortage in the U.S. in warehouses and stuff like that, right?
That's true. That's very true. That's a good point, Ron.
Well, especially newer skis. I'm sure there's older drones all over the warehouses, but newer drones, it is they are scarce.
Now, one of the things I want to go over are the troubleshooting steps that I took, and having been in IT and especially in quality assurance testing, I really did what I call a thorough test.
But before you go too far, remind folks what your issue was.
Okay.
Some folks forgot they didn't see the show last week.
Okay. Yeah, I had video stuttering with the drone, and I also had the M word, and I forget it.
Moray.
The Moray effect. Okay, when flying over roofs, you could see it rather easily.
Yeah.
So here are the things that I did, and I was very diligent about this. Now, the first thing I did was I upgraded DaVinci Resolve to version 19.0, and I verified that it ran successfully, because I saw some other people had, went through the same thing with me, have DaVinci, use DaVinci for their editor. Okay. Now, the next thing that I did was I watched the raw video on my PC, itself. I did not see any stutter on that. It looked absolutely fine. It was pristine. So then I approached it like this. I said I was going to upload it using DaVinci Resolve. It's 4K, and uploaded it to YouTube, and the stutter was there. All right. Now I did the same thing. I uploaded the video to DaVinci Resolve as 1080p and uploaded it to YouTube, and the stutter was still there. Now then the next thing that I tried was I uploaded raw video from the Air 3S directly to YouTube, and the stutter was there, which, and some of my thoughts are, I'm thinking it's something embedded in the video file itself. And it's possibly, I put bit rate, or using internal storage may add something to the file causing the stutter, which to me, here I am, I'm looking at the raw video from it, and it looks fine. But if it goes through any type of processing at all, there's a stutter. And the only thing that I could say regarding that is, because, what proved this to me, that there has to be something with that file, is I looked at it, it looked normal on my PC. And then when I uploaded it directly to YouTube, the stutter was there. So that tells me there's something embedded in that file that causes that to happen. Now, Lauren brought up a great point.
And Bill, did you say that when you originally were flying, you did not see the stutter on your FPV feed on your controller?
Correct.
No
It was not apparent on the FPV feed. Thank you, Ron. That was that's exactly.
I think Richard reported the same thing. He had the stutter issue, but he did not see it on his controller as he was flying.
Okay. So my thinking is, and Lauren brought up, did you format your internal storage? Well, that's one of the things. Okay. I'm going to move on to the next screen here. I did not do that. So I have a game plan in place for when I get the replacement drone. I'm going to charge the battery controller, run all the firmware updates, and perform all calibrations. And I'm talking IMU, compass, the controller, everything. All right. And gimbal. Format both internal storage and an SD card. I'm going to do both. All right. And then I'm going to take 2 test flights. One's going to use the SD card to record, and one's going to use internal storage to record. Then I'm going to watch both the raw videos for stutter. And then I'm going to upload the SD card raw video from the Air 3S directly to YouTube, and then check that for stutter. I'm going to upload internal storage raw video from the Air 3S directly to YouTube and check for stutter. If there's no video stutter on the uploaded videos directly to YouTube, I'll process it through DaVinci and upload both DaVinci processed videos to YouTube. I mean, I wanted to have some kind of game plan in place to know what to do when I get that drone back. But one of the other things,
hopefully none of that's necessary.
yeah, one of the other things you can see, one battery, you can see, take a look down here. One battery took 4+ hours to charge via the DJI 65-watt charger.
Yeah, that's not good.
I finished charging that with the 100-watt charger. Now, one of the other things that's really interesting is I've gotten several emails, and I've gotten a couple of emails from some viewers in Italy, all right, where they said the moire effect and the stuttering is very present. There was no questions asked with that. You know, I told them to keep me posted because they're sending theirs back for replacement as well. I actually got an email from another gentleman who is unboxing everything, and he experienced the same type of issue with the battery. So he sent everything back as well to get a replacement. So that battery issue is lurking in the window as well too. And one of the things that surprised me, Ron, is being, you know, I've had at least 5 or 6 emails about this, not just, you know, Twitter or comments, but emails from viewers out there who have experienced this issue in one form or another. It's really kind of surprising to me that DJI hasn't sent anything, or they don't already have a firmware update in place for this, because I don't really think this is a hardware issue per se for the video stutter. I think it's more of a software issue. And I think part of it is, and I think one of the things, it may alleviate, like formatting that internal storage, it may alleviate that, because, you know, I'll tell you the truth, on all my other drones, I've never done that because I've never used internal storage before.
Interesting.
You know?
Now, you know, of course, Richard, he contacted me with the stuttering problem even before you did. So I knew 2 people had the stuttering issue in the U.S. I mean, it's almost days after they got their drone. But you saw my video test over at Mystic Island. I flew the Air 3S around. I even flew over, you know, houses and stuff like that in the canal. I had no stuttering, no more issues. The video was perfect for me, and I have had no issues charging my batteries. So yeah, this is you know, this is definitely not an issue that affects all Air 3Ss, but it does seem to affect enough to, like you said, warrant some kind of reaction in the way of a firmware update, because DJI certainly doesn't want to take all these returns back on the Air 3S. And let me ask you a question: the problems you're having with DJI's, you know, their support team or whatever, do you think this is somewhat related again to the U.S. kind of, you know, shipping issues, that they can't react as quick as they usually do because they don't, you know, they don't have drones to send out quick enough to replace them like they do. Like this one's coming from Canada, that every time they have to do a replacement, they have to really scramble. You know, maybe that why they want to use Care Refresh. Maybe somehow with Care Refresh, they do have a certain amount of them set aside in the U.S. for Care Refresh, but they probably can't use them for returns. I mean, I'm just guessing all this. This is me make up, but somehow this drone scarcity because of, you know, shipping issues, I think has caused your support issues, which, you know, of course, I've never seen before. Now that you have to wait a couple of days to get inspected, that does happen. Last time I sent a drone back, it did get the wherever Dallas or wherever I had to go to, and it didn't do much for 2 or 3 days because of that checking in type of thing you're talking about. That checking in does not happen instantly, even at the best of times.
Okay. You know, you made a lot of sense here, Ron. This makes a lot of sense because them having to ship from Canada, obviously they have stock in Canada, and there is no stock here in the United States. And I think that's what, you know, in their, you know, their translation to English, it kind of got lost in that email. And you pointed that out as well too. That's good. Thank you for doing that. You know, that's where there's, you know, it got a little fuzzy there, but it makes a whole lot of sense now in the fact that, you know, they can't get it in from China. I mean, it would take too long. Okay. Because they told me one of the other bones that they threw me was, we'll do 2-day shipping, which is, I'm like, absolutely no problem with that. So, you know, I'll probably get the email tomorrow and get confirmation that it's on its way tomorrow. So that's what I think is going to happen here. And I think, you know, the whole thing with what's going on with the customs issue and everything has created a backlog and a log jam here. And I think that's why part of the reason why we're not seeing them supplying, Amazon and Best Buy and Adorama and B&H and all the usual, storefronts with supply, especially like the Neo and now the Air 3S. I mean, you can you can get like an Air 3 right now, no problem. Okay, they're plentiful everywhere.
We're trying to get S, even Neo. Neo's on Amazon now, but it's shipped by a third party seller, not a name you'd recognize. Some it could be a fly by night store for all I know. But Bill, this issue you're having and other people like Richard, so on, the fact that you're stuck with only DJI as the only person to order from. Like for instance, if you'd have ordered this, if Amazon would have had it per usual, and you'd order from Amazon, you'd had this issue. They'd taken the drone back with no questions asked. In fact, like the minute they received it, you'd have your money back.
Exactly. Okay.
And you wouldn't have had to been, fooling around with somebody on the thing. You would just put the thing in and set it back, and your label would appear like instantly. Exactly. And it would be back to whatever, and you could go ahead and order another. I don't know if they do thing, but you could order another one right away because you'd have your money back. I mean, almost instantaneously.
Exactly, Ron. That's why, I'm like you, because I have purchased several of my drones through Amazon, and I like the fact that, their return policy is great. Their refund policy is great.
30 days over 15 days.
Yeah. Yeah. It's so much better than having to deal with a mothership. But as we saw on launch day, I mean, everybody else it was nowhere to be found. It was only available through the mothership. You didn't.
And I asked this last night, and you may answer the chat, but is this the new normal? I mean, in the foreseeable future, we only get DJI drones directly from the mothership? Is that the new normal?
Wow. You might be right, Ron. I mean, existing supply on existing drones, that's fine. That won't be a problem.
Oh, yeah, I'm not talking about if you want to order a Mini 4 Pro, you'll get the next day. But I'm talking about new releases. Is that the new normal? They're only going to get them directly from China through DHL?
Unfortunately, it might be, Ron. I mean, until for the foreseeable future. And this whole thing with the customs issue and the holdups, and it's a logjam, and they're trying to squeeze DJI out. They're trying to force their hand, and DJI's come back at the government and has sued them for calling them, saying that they're a branch of the military, which they're not. So, well, there he is. How are you, sir?
Gentlemen, and I use that term loosely.
How are you?
Good. So we had a pretty pleasant flight. Getting the rental car was another story, but
all the fun and adventure. So where are you staying?
I'm at my brother's house for a couple nights.
Hey, that works.
Yeah, and then we'll move over to the Green Valley Range.
Awesome. Is Sarah with you?
She is.
Awesome.
Let me see if I can turn it around.
Hi, Sarah.
She's on the sofa.
She's on the sofa.
She's watching TV with my brother.
Well, just to kind of get you caught up with things, as far as my return is concerned, I did get an email from DJI yesterday that they did receive and check it in, and my replacement's going to be sent to me. But listen to this. It's going to be sent to me from Canada.
Wow. So the only thing that concerns me there, Bill, is you don't want to end up like Original Dobo. That's where his were sent from Canada, and they're still stuck in customs.
Don't let them go through Miami, Bill.
Yeah, it's like going through Miami. Now it's some other logistics company. I've never heard of them before.
I know. Yeah, you said it. World something. I never heard of them.
Yeah, I've never heard of them before. So we'll see how
they won't probably be the end carrier to your front door. That'll probably be transferred over to a more U.S. centric carrier at some point.
Yeah.
Well, it's good that it looks like sounds like DJI had to jump through some hoops, and that's a good thing. They're interested in taking care of you. So
yeah, I'm really all in all, their language was a little spotty, and Ron pointed that out. They're talking about supply, but then I realized what they meant was supply of the drone here in the United States. All right. In order to be able to take care of me for this. Now, what they did originally when I called them last week, they wanted me to use my DJI Care Refresh. And I told them, I said, no. I said, this comes under your 15-day return policy, number one. And number two, I don't want to have to pay deductible for a drone I've only flown once. Okay. So, and they got it and they understood it. And what they did was, being DJI being the company that they are, threw me a bone. I got a free 128 gigabyte SD card, Kingston SD card from them. And they also upgraded my shipping to 2-day when it does come down from Canada. Now, I haven't got confirmation of that yet. Now, I also walked through with everybody just to kind of get you caught up as well, what my troubleshooting steps. And one of the things I did was I upgraded DaVinci Resolve. So I had the latest version of that. I looked at the raw video and the raw video looked fine. So I uploaded it 4K through DaVinci Resolve to YouTube. The stutter was there. I next did it through 1080p DaVinci Resolve to YouTube. The stutter was there. And then my last thing that I did was I uploaded the file directly to YouTube and the stutter was still there. So, Tom Dowling put something about a slow SD card speed, but Tom, just to answer your question, I was using internal storage. I wasn't using the SD card. Now, my thoughts are along the lines of, is it, like Lauren had mentioned last week, do I need to format that internal storage on the SD card or the internal storage on the drone? Was that the issue? I mean, I don't know. Okay. And so I have a game plan for when the new drone hits. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to format internal storage, and I'm also going to format the SD card. I'm going to do recording to each, look at the raw ones, and then upload them through directly to YouTube and see if the stutter's there. Okay. And if it's not,
Bill, let me help you out on this a little bit. Richard, of course, with the same problem as you did in the chat today. Richard told me he tried several different brands of SD cards, and he's had to stutter with trying more than 2 memory cards. So I don't think it's related to one slow bad memory card.
And I want to say to Barkley, we've got some really nice people in the chat this evening, as well as Barkley too, and Tom Dowling. Thank you. But Bill, so you said something that really caught my ear there. When you looked at the raw video, you did not see the stutter.
Correct.
And it was always after it was processed that you saw it. That's
now, Bill, how did you look at that? How did you look at the quote raw video?
Windows Media Player.
Okay.
Huh.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So it only stood the shutter once you got it into an editor.
Yeah. No more effect. No stutter. It was fine. And what I did was I double checked. I said, okay. I pulled Valerie in here. I said, watch this for me and tell me it looks good. Tell me you don't see any stuttering, because I showed her the stuttering and she looked at it and she says, you're right. There's no stuttering on there.
And we talked about this where you got on, Marcus. Also, he did not see the stutter on his controller FPV when he's flying it. It only appeared later, not as he was doing the flight.
Which, my thoughts are, several things, formatting internal storage, number one. Number two, there could be something that file is being something that is written out to that file that won't show up until you process it and cause that stuttering. I'm kind of grasping for straws there.
Marcus, did you format your internal storage before you flew the first time?
You know what?
I did not, and I had no issues.
Yeah, I did not either, and I didn't have any issues, although I have since. So yeah, that is interesting. No, I didn't format first.
I still haven't formatted it yet. I need to format it because I got a bunch of files on there now.
Yeah.
Well,
I think that's why I did it too, Ron. I had a bunch of files on there, and I thought, okay, better.
Yeah. And the other thing that I had an issue with, and it's real interesting because I told Ron, I got emails from several viewers, 2 or 3 from over in Italy. Okay. They've experienced the same type of issue. And one of them told me, they got their drone, got it out of the box, were charging everything up, and the batteries would not fully charge on there. And I had one battery. It was going on 4 hours. It did not charge. So I had to finish it up using the 65 watt DJI charger through the hub that they give you. And what I ended up doing was I plugged the 100 watt in there, and it finally finished up. So I think there was an issue with one of the batteries for sure.
Tom's got a good comment there, Bill. I'm trying to remember. I've got a program on my computer, and for the life of me, I can't remember the name of it, but it always keeps my codecs updated. Codec Updater or something like that is called. So he is wondering if on your Windows computer, if it could be a codec issue, which is possible.
Well, that's a good point, Tom. However, I have automatic updates. I have an NVIDIA card on there, and I have automatic updates, and it's on there. And the other thing is, this is on my 17-inch laptop, okay? Then I have my 13-inch laptop, and I tried it on there. The stuttering was on there too. And that has a smaller SD card in there, but that's integrated as part of the Intel processor on that smaller one, and that's updated as well too. But that's a great point, Tom. Thank you for bringing that up. I'm looking at everything here, and I'm trying to help find a solution.
And plus, I'm gonna guess that other drone videos that you shot besides the Air 3S, they don't have the stuttering. So if it was a bad Kodak, you'd think that
my other videos,
drones, because almost all drones are shooting 4K 30, so you'd think it would happen with other drone video too, and not just the Air 3S.
Exactly, because I just shot video after the hurricane with my Mavic 3 Pro and taking a look and doing some, damage assessment around the property. I had no issues whatsoever, none. I didn't see any stuttering at all with that. That video was crisp
so
and clear.
It would be rare that it only happened with the Air 3S. Highlight Richard's comment in the chat. It's 4 comments back. So he formatted both the internal and SD memory, and the stutter did not change.
Yeah.
I believe Richard's also on the Windows computer, and I'm guessing he's also got his video card Kodak up to date.
It's a creative, Tom.
Game Kodak, a creative on your NVIDIA card. What's he mean, game Kodak?
There's a game. It's for gaming because what I have is an HP Omen 17-inch, and the Omen is designed. Long story short, just to let you guys know, if you're wanting to process a lot of videos, okay, go for a gaming type of laptop or PC, because that's what I got. I have an HP Omen 17-inch, and it has a better video card in there and better video processing.
Bill, I'm on an HP Omen 15-inch right now, so there you go. Great minds think alike.
Absolutely.
Or get a new Apple M4 chip in there.
Ron's been trying to twist my arm into an Apple, Bill, but I don't know. I bought another HP.
Well, you already got your little Mac Mini.
I do have that Mac Mini, and I like it. Yeah, it's a good little beast.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of where things stand right now, as far as everything's coming up with the drone.
You don't have a shipping date. You don't know when you're going to receive.
No, it hasn't been confirmed, because I looked on. You go out there to see case details, and I click that, and it has everything but shipped on there is green. So it hasn't been shipped yet. I imagine it'll probably be shipped overnight, and I'll probably get notification tomorrow.
Bill, tell them to go ahead and keep that memory card and just maybe stick a new Mic Mini in the box with it, or Goggles N3 in the pack rather than that memory card.
Yeah,
or Neo.
I agree. Question of the day: what did you think of DJI Air 3S return status and issue update? Let me know in the comments section below. Thanks so much for watching, and remember, it's a great day to fly.